definitely something that was causing me a lot of trouble. It took me a lot of rounds to kind of figure out on work and time.
People say he stopped fights prematurely before, which I don't necessarily agree. When you're in the middle of it, you have to make a kind of split decision choice. And that's what it is. It's the referee's choice.
Fabio Wardley leaks audio of Daniel Dubois' father and referee discussing helping Daniel in the ring. These claims have created a massive storm in the boxing world, with Fabio Wardley suggesting there was alleged behind-the-scenes talk involving Daniel Dubois' corner and the referee that could have influenced the fight. The allegations have quickly spread across social media, sparking heated debate among fans, analysts, and fighters alike.
That means they get to see it again, maybe, and they get another go at it. So, yeah, it's still a bitter pill to swallow. It's not a loss.
Fabio Wardley doesn't hold back as he opens up about the chaos inside the ring, claiming that things were far more complicated than they appeared on fight night. He suggests that early struggles forced him into long tactical adjustments, as he tried to figure out what was really happening against Daniel Dubois.
Because that means they get to see it again, maybe, and they get another go at it. So, yeah, it's still a bitter pill to swallow. It's not a loss, but also...
Duke McKenzie doesn't hold back in his assessment of Fabio Wardley's brutal night, highlighting the sheer punishment he absorbed inside the ring and how visibly damaging the fight became as it progressed. He describes Wardley's toughness as exceptional, but also raises concern over the level of punishment he endured, suggesting it crossed into dangerous territory.
Fabio Wardley has got a heart as big as a bucket, and some of the punches he took last night, he may not come back from, because he was taking right hands, he was eating them so flush. It was quite brutal to watch at times. I've actually felt sorry for Fabio.
Dominic Ingle strongly suggests that Wardley's long-term future in boxing is now in serious doubt after the damage he has absorbed in tough fights. He argues that although Wardley has improved and shown real toughness, the level of punishment he has taken may have already slowed his development, making it difficult for him to reach the next elite level in the sport.
There's a slight difference, fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he?
Josie Parker's been a champion.
Yeah, but he wasn't the champion, no. Right. So...
Barry McGuigan also raises major concerns, warning that Wardley should avoid a rematch due to the extreme punishment he suffered. He believes the damage from the fight was severe enough to make continuing at this level dangerous, and he openly questions whether Wardley should step away from boxing entirely for his own safety and long-term health.
But I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never fight.
Johnny Nelson breaks down Wardley's performance, pointing out that he started the fight well with strong jab work and solid movement, but everything changed when his opponent adjusted. He highlights the key issue being the lack of a second plan, as once Wardley's initial approach stopped working, his structure fell apart and he began to lose control of the fight from the middle rounds onward.
After the fight, he kept his shape. You know, the jabs were working, dominating head to body, kept slinging that big right hand over the top. Now and again, he's whipping it up the middle. He had good feet for a big guy, good feet. And I thought, you look the part. But then there was no plan B that he could rely on if that didn't work. And you saw from round 6, he lost his shape. The shape had gone because there was no plan B. You know, when he get hit, it was like he completely turned. And trust me, this boy's got no coward in him. So I'm not saying...
Derek Chisora believes the fight had already gone too far by the later stages and argues it should have been stopped earlier due to the visible damage and heavy bleeding. His view focuses on fighter safety, suggesting that the punishment being taken was excessive and that the referee should have intervened before the situation escalated further.
Listen, the fight was stopped in round 10 because his nose was bleeding so badly.
What's next for them? I'm hearing a rematch clause. If not, who do you want to see him fight?
Nobody wants to see the rematch.
Frank Warren describes the fight as an absolute classic, full of drama, momentum shifts, and heart from both fighters. He praises the way both men refused to quit, especially the resilience shown after knockdowns, calling it a high-level heavyweight battle that delivered everything fans could have hoped for and more, making it a memorable night in boxing.
I said it, don't blink, it's going to be the most amazing few rounds. It was much better than that. It was just a phenomenal fight, phenomenal to watch to witness and see these two guys, what they did, bearing their soul and Daniel getting off the floor and the canvas and coming back how he did. And it swung both ways to fight, and it was just a.
Don Charles delivers a powerful statement of confidence, insisting Wardley's toughness shuts down any doubts about his mentality. He emphasizes that criticism around quitting no longer applies after what he has shown inside the ring. The tone is full of belief, framing Wardley as a proven warrior who has earned respect. There's also a sense of momentum, suggesting this is not the peak, but just another step in his rise.
Nobody could ever question this young man again. Yeah? All that quitting nonsense, nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
There's more to come. There's more to come. We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be proud of himself.
Buddy McGirt highlights how the early knockdown completely changed Wardley's approach, forcing him into a one-dimensional game plan focused only on power. He notes the lack of variation after that moment, but still respects the heart and resilience shown in a brutal fight. McGirt's view balances criticism with admiration, clearly believing the performance was exciting enough to justify a rematch at the highest level.
Difference fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he?
Josie Park.
But I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never.
The doctors are telling him to retire. After what happened in that ring, medical experts are seriously questioning if he should ever fight again.
It was quite obvious that that right hand was the shot he was working on, whether that was a game plan or a tactic, or they felt there was an opening with Daniel with whatever he was doing. Could you see why that was a tactic? Could you see the opening, what they were aiming for?
Yeah, but that's his big shot, isn't it? The right hand's his big shot, and you know.
But they was obviously doing that because they obviously seen some sort of weakness in Daniel.
Yeah, but if you think when Usyk boxed Dubois, Usyk hit him. I think it was a left hook. What got him?
Barry McGuigan just dropped a bombshell about the aftermath. The punishment was so severe that stepping back in for a rematch could be life-threatening. This isn't your typical post-fight damage we're talking about.
Nobody could ever question this young man again. Yeah? All that quitting nonsense, nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
But here's where it gets wild. Johnny Nelson breaks down how everything was actually working perfectly at first. The jab was landing, movement looked sharp, then boom. Complete tactical breakdown.
We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be proud of.
Once the original game plan crumbled, there was zero adjustment. Just pure chaos and desperation. That's the difference between good fighters and elite champions right there.
Fight, I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a...
Don Charles fired back with an emotional defense that'll give you chills. He's saying all the doubters and critics need to shut up after what this fighter accomplished. The narrative just completely flipped overnight.
Jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Last jab, he didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything.
Then Buddy McGirt reveals the exact moment everything changed. That early knockdown didn't just hurt physically. It destroyed the entire mental approach and turned a boxing match into a street fight.
See, I thought Daniel improved well. He's learned. He's learned from his knockdowns before. He learned a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, he did well, better.
Derek Chisora absolutely destroyed the performance with brutal honesty. No jab, no fundamentals, just wild power shots. He's basically saying this wasn't elite boxing. It was just two guys trying to kill each other.
You know what, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet.
Fraser Clark sees it differently, though. He's praising the in-fight adjustments and learning curve. Getting dropped and still finding ways to adapt. That's championship mentality right there.
Demons when he got dropped. I think he started to think, oh, demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That there was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab as the rounds went on.
Dominic Ingle called it the best heavyweight fight he's ever witnessed. Both fighters should have been unconscious multiple times, but kept coming back for more punishment. Pure warrior mentality on display.
Never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that.
Daniel Dubois breaks down the mental warfare happening inside that ring. He had to literally tell himself to stay locked in while getting his brain rattled. That's the dark place every heavyweight talks about.
Warrior he is, and came through that test. You know, coming off the back of a loss, I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
David Adelaide caught something everyone missed. Even during the chaos, Dubois kept landing that jab every time Wardley charged forward. Basic fundamentals winning a war.
It wasn't the most skilled heavyweight fight I've ever seen, but it was just what the fans wanted to see. The fans wanted that. I mean, that was blood and guts, but God and name the bar.
The aftermath interviews reveal just how brutal this really was. Daniel admits he wasn't settled early, coming off a loss and feeling the pressure. But that corner conversation changed everything. So here's the reality. The heavyweight division just witnessed something special, but at what cost? Medical experts are questioning safety, fighters are questioning futures, and fans got the violence they crave. This fight changed both men forever, and honestly, I'm not sure if that's worth celebrating. What's your take? Was this the best heavyweight action in years, or did we just watch two careers get shortened? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes, and subscribe because the heavyweight division is about to get even crazier. Because what happened next is even more insane. The medical reports started leaking, and the numbers are absolutely terrifying. We're talking about damage that could sideline both fighters for months, maybe longer. Eddie Hearn just revealed the behind-the-scenes panic that was happening between rounds. The corner was literally begging him to box smart, but when you're getting your head bounced around like a pinball, technique goes out the window fast. Here's what nobody's talking about, though, the sparring footage from 3 weeks before this fight. Both camps knew this was going to be absolute carnage. The preparation wasn't about boxing, it was about who could survive the longest. Anthony Joshua watched this fight ringside, and his reaction says everything. You can see him shaking his head, probably thinking, thank God that's not me in there. Even the top heavyweights are questioning if this level of violence is sustainable. But Frank Warren just dropped the biggest bombshell yet. He's already talking rematch numbers, and the purse is absolutely mind-blowing. Despite all the medical concerns, the money is too good to ignore. We're talking career-defining payday territory here. The real question is whether the Boxing Commission will even sanction it. 3 different neurologists have already gone on record saying a rematch within the next year would be medically irresponsible. But since when has boxing ever put safety over spectacle? Tyson Fury weighed in with a brutal assessment that's got everyone talking. He said watching this fight was like witnessing 2 cars crash in slow motion. You can't look away, but you know someone's getting seriously hurt.